all again to this second session of the day and third session of this program. So now we have with us Dr. Venkatesh Kumar. He's an assistant professor in Amrita School of Engineering, Chennai. He's also associate editor, IEEE Access Journal, and chairman of IEEE Professional Activities, IEEE Madras section. We also have with us Dr. S. Manivanan, Dean and convener of this program, and Mr. Ganesh, technical in charge. So may I call upon Dr. S. Manivanan to welcome the gathering again, please. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Am I audible? Can I continue?
Yes, sir.
Once again, very good morning to all of you. It's my pleasure to welcome our eminent speaker, Dr. Venkatesh Kumar sir, joining from Amrita University, Chennai. I welcome you, sir. First of all, I wanted to thank you for accepting our invitation and to be amongst us for the, sharing your valuable knowledge in enhancing our academic capacity by doing a lot of things that you will be sharing all your experiences. It's a great day for the research scholars who have joined from all over the India. It's a great day for all our research scholars. And of course, I wanted to tell few words about our Venkatesh Kumar sir. I'm really happy that I also belong from the same department where Dr. Venkatesh Kumar sir is belonging. We all belong to EEE department. It's a great day for me also to have my own domain person addressing our young research scholars. Apart from doing academic activities, he is such a busiest person doing wonderful job for the IEEE Society. So SAR is actually chairman IEEE Young Professional Society for the Chennai chapter. He is doing great job and he is such a busiest person doing lot of pandemic times online activity also for the IEEE section. Beyond that, SAR is the associate editor for the IEEE Access Journal. It's a great time for all our research scholars to get addressed by a associate editor level capacity. In this context, I welcome you, sir, for accepting our invitation. I wanted to thank you. I'll get back to you at the time of vote of thanks. Thanks, sir. Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now it's time to introduce our speaker. Dr. M. Venkatesh Kumar, he is an assistant professor at Amrita School of Engineering, Chennai, and associate editor of IEEE Access Journal, and chairman of IEEE Professional Activities, IEEE Madras section. Dr. Venkatesh did his BE in EEE from EGS Pillai Engineering College, Anna University, Nagapattinam. He did his ME in Power Systems from Aarapalai Video Institute of Technology, VMU, and his doctorate in Electrical in Satyabama University. His professional experience, he has over total teaching and research experience of 12 years till date. He started his career as an assistant professor in AVIT. Then he worked as an assistant professor in Savita School of Engineering, assistant professor selection grade, again Savita School of Engineering. He worked as an assistant professor in Nizwa College of College of Technology, Government of Oman, associate professor in Aarapalai Video Institute of Technology, and currently he is an assistant professor in senior grade, Amrita School of Engineering. Some of his technical skill sets: MATLAB, MFile, Simulink, Sim Power System, Intelligent Controllers, Neural Networks, Fuzzy Logic, Renewable Energy, Firefly. He's attended over 20 international and national conferences, 5 FDPs, and 15 IEEE Smart Grid courses. He's been invited as a resource person to more than 30 national and international conferences and faculty development programs. His publications, projects, and patents. He has 19 research papers published in International Journal Scopus Indexed, 8 research papers published in International Journals Non-Scopus Indexed, 13 research papers published in international conferences, book chapter publications 7, 3 patents, funded project 1, 70 research projects published, and copyrights in MATLAB Central Library, USA. Some of his awards and achievements: he received the Young Scientist Award in Science City, Government of Tamil Nadu. He received the Professional Achievement Award from IEEE Madras section consecutively for 2 years. He received the MATLAB International Outstanding Contributor Award from USA for 2 years and nominated for the 3rd year. He's a MATLAB designer, global ranking 7th place out of 13,000 designers worldwide and 2nd place in All India MATLAB designer ranks. He received the Best Paper Award in IEEE ICAESM and he received the Senior IEEE member grade from USA. Some of his areas of interest: transmission and distribution, renewable energy PV cell and fuel cell, power system analysis, power system operation control. Some of his professional membership: he's a senior member of IEEE, Power and Energy Society, member of Institute of Engineers, Chartered Engineers, IEEE Smart Grid, and IEEE CIS. His IEEE responsibilities from Madras section: he was a secretary in IEEE Young Professional, secretary IEEE Power and Energy Society. He was a vice chairman IEEE Young Professional. He is a vice chairman in IEEE Power and Energy Society. He was an Execom member for IEEE CIS chapter, IEEE Execom member. Currently, he is a chairman in IEEE Young Professional, the IEEE Day Ambassador, and he's a chairman in SITE. So on behalf of Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, we really thank him for gracing us with his presence and wish him good luck for his future endeavors. So may I call Dr. Venkatesh to take over the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your introduction. Now I will share my PPT. Okay. Okay. Good morning, honorable present here. I would like to thank Dr. Manivandan sir give the wonderful opportunity to share my experience about academic and research for the young researchers and the young faculty members. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Today we are going to discuss about the building of success in academic and research areas. So why we are going to interrelate academic and research is both are we are unable to replace the academic and the research, which are both are working together. Then only we can to achieve in your career. We will discuss one by one what are the things we need to concentrate in academic as well as research. So before that, we are all of aware that our UGC already claimed that up to 2021, those are completed in research. This is a PhD. They are only eligible for the teaching. So I'm going to start from research. Then I'm complete with the academic. How the research career help to improve your academic. Okay. These are my overview of the presentation. Okay. This is a very important question. Many of them have in your mind. So what the absence after my PhD or my current research contract? This is a very, very important question. So many of them in dilemma. I'm going to do the research after my PhD. I'm going to do postdoc. Otherwise, I need to go in industry. The academic where I'm going to settle. That is a very big dilemma. So many of them, I think so. Many of the young faculty members doing the part-time PhD is a research. So they should concentrate the academic. And for the PhD, how you are going to improve your academic with research-based learning. Okay. Before that, we need to set the goal. So then, before starting work, first we need to set the goal. So the goal is providing the direction how you are going to proceed your research activities. Increase your attention and focus on your research work, increasing your motivation and effort, and reducing your anxiety, increasing your confidence. That's why the very, very important is a SMART goal. It's a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. This is a very important one. When you are going to set the goal, if it is not measurable or it is not achievable, there is no use. So be careful to set the goal. It's a very important one before starting the research work. Okay. So if you start the research work, we need to plan when I need to complete my research. So what is the timeline? So after complete my research work, after 5 years, after 10 years, after 15 years, where you are going to settle? That's a very important question mark for researchers. Okay. First of all, we need to think about, do you wish to stay in the type of organization where you are doing the research? Okay, the same institute, or you're going to continue in postdoc? Otherwise, you are going to switch over to another academic or commercial organization. It's like our R&D in lab, like our private lab also is there, government lab also is there. So we need to sit. Otherwise, you are going to change your research, the field. So this is a very important question in your mind before planning your career. Okay. So based on this, you have to analyze your research work. So if you do some research area, now example, if people are doing research in PV, photovoltaic system, after 10 years, after 15 years, how you are going to continue the research? Otherwise, you are going to change the research work. Someone is in power electronics, some converters, saying after 10 years, 15 years, the converter is out of date. So how you are going to improve your research capability and how you are going to continue your research is another important one. So when you are going to do the research work, doing the research PhD is a starting stage. It's not a complete. If you complete the PhD, is not a your research is not yet come to end. This is the place you are going to start. Is the beginning of your research. The PhD is awarded is the beginning of your research. Then after that only you are going to do your real research work. Okay. You are going to mentor your student, you are to guide your students. So everything will happen after you are complete your research work. So be careful, plan your career. Okay, selection of research area. So already we have discussed, we are going to select the research area. So everyone knows. So everyone select the research area is the current trend. So what is the current trend? So then only it will easy to publish. It's another important point. So nowadays we know it's a pandemic situation, is a COVID-19. So many of the research papers are publishing in this time period. So easy to accept. Because nowadays we don't know what is the vaccine, what is the things. So if you suggest anything, it's easy to accept for the international journals and conferences. So try to select the specific research area in the current trend. That is a very, very important one. That's why they said increasing the competition, funding levels, importance of society, and national and international popularity. So you can select that. Is now sometimes you are going to select the electrical vehicle. So nowadays is a current trend, the battery charging, battery management system, the battery manufacturing, and how to improve the battery lifetime. So many of the things are there. Then how we are going to control, what are the intelligence controllers are the play in the main role electrical vehicle. So you can select like that. It's a current trend. So based on that, if you select the current trend topic, then only you can to withstand 10 to 15 years, you can continue your research. So try to select your research plus what is the current trend. The excellent research, you're going to excel in your research. So we have some points. So we need to well planned and defined hypothesis and aim. So we need to find out what is the objective, what is the research gap in between the previous literature survey and the present research. So what we need to find out what is the research gap and what is the research problem. Then after that, we need to comprehensive the accurate technical experiment and data collection. So that is another important work. Then only we can to achieve the excellent research work. Then objective of data analysis and interpretation. The innovative, there is a finally, after the 3 points that we planned and accurate technical experiments and objective of data analysis and interpretation, after we need to find out the new things. That is our research. So after that, you are going to publish your research paper, then is widely accepted in your research journals as well as your specific research community. That is a very important one. Then only you can do excellent in your research. So very, very important point. First, we have to plan and define your problem, research problem. How you are going to define your research problem? First, you get the literature review. So based on the literature, someone has asked, sir, I registered my PhD in 2017. 2017, I did my, I completed a literature survey and found the research problem. But now what about the now? You have to continue the literature survey every 6 months, because every 6 months is updated. So if you select some problem in 2017, but now is out of dated sometimes, because many of them did the problem, they are give the enough number of analysis, and this is a saturation level. It will sometimes it will reach the saturation level. Then you can't to publish the research paper because it's out of date. So you have to update. You have to update on the literature review every 6 months. Then only you can to continue our excellent research work. Then you have to collect the data of research work. Then accurate data. Why I have said the accurate data? You have to follow the international standards when you are going to analyze any research work. You should follow the international standards. So example, in our frequencies 50 hertz and 60 hertz, you are going to design in your power system for 70 hertz is not acceptable. So you should follow the international standard. So that's why I said accurate technical experimentation and data collection. Then finally the data analysis. So how you are going to analyze the data? Is any new algorithm? Then how you are going to interpretation? Then finally, we need to produce the innovative new finding. You are going to develop the new algorithm or new topology of controller, design of the circuit. So whatever it is, okay, you should innovate the new finding from the research work. So if you follow these things, then only you can achieve the excellent work. Then how I'm going to achieve the research? You can ask question, how can I achieve my excellent research work? Is a full and full based on the collaboration. So how we are going to collaborate the research work? So very, very important. It's an essential part of the networking. So you should get the collaboration with our reputed universities and overseas universities. Then sometimes industry, you have to collaborate with the industry problems and R&D lab problems. So there are many opportunities are there with the collaborate with the research work. So the collaboration is a major component of the most of research productivity. Okay, so you must ask yourself why you want to take this particular research collaboration and be a specific about that. First one, you should find out what is the aim. So your aim and your collaborator aim should be matched. Then process. How you are going to process your research work? What is the timeline? Sometimes your collaborator is an industry or R&D lab. You have the timeline is for 6 years, but is the timeline for you only 1 or 2 years. If you collaborate with them, there is no meaning. So you have to check what is the timeline and common objectives. So what are the common objectives you are going to in your research work? This is a very important one, research collaboration. So how you are going to success in research collaboration is another important one. How you are going to success? So we need to trusting the relationship. So face-to-face or personal connections, be ethical and responsible. Transparency is a very important one. So we have the transparency, whatever you have materials, whatever the data collections, it should be transparent for all. Everyone can access in your team. Then avoid hierarchy of the discipline and the value of other views. Be clear about your aim and honest about your own skills and limitations. Don't ask your limitations and be clear your aims. That's a very important one. And commit to the project. This is the first step for the trusting of the relationship entering your. Then vision and goal. Then next you need to check what is the vision and goal you and your collaborator have explained the transparent discussion of vision with all the partners. Clear formulate goal and commitment is another key role. The clear form the goal and your commitments, how you are going to you are going to select your area, how you are going to formulate your goals. So everything we need to well define before start research collaboration. Make an effort to get the know your collaborator. For you know about your collaborator, what is the previous experience and what is the publications. So everything you should know about your collaborator. Don't lose the priority of the collaboration objectives. Understand each other background and motivation. Value all members equally. It's another important point. You should give the value for all the members in your collaboration team equally. You need to treat all the members equally. Clear and effective communication. So you should establish common language. If you have any collaboration with the
Sir,
abroad
one second,
universities,
sir. Venkatesh, sir.
yes, sir.
Sir, little voice break is there. One noise disturbance is coming from your side.
Someone is open the
All
mic, I think so.
All are muted, sir. Only we two are speaking.
Oh, fine. Clear?
Now you speak, sir.
Yeah. It's now clear, no?
Yeah, okay, sir. Now you speak.
Yeah, okay. Okay, clear and effective communication is a very, very important one for when you are doing this collaboration with your collaborator. If you have any collaboration with our overseas, so you should establish the common language. Because if you go to any friends and Germany, they are using their own languages. But when you are going have with the collaboration with that countries, you should establish the common language for the collaboration. Have frequent communication with all the members and plan meeting carefully and follow up afterwards. Then as well as the openly discuss what is the difference as soon as the rise. So communication is very, very important one. So whatever you are reading in your research work, you should communicate with your collaborator. What are the benefits? Is that another important question? If I have the collaboration, what are the benefits I will get? So you can to discuss the benefits to all the parties. So not at the same time, if you are going to place any research paper, so you can't do, sometimes you get the first author, sometimes you get the final author. It's a author, okay, that is we need to compromise sometimes. Is otherwise is not possible to the collaboration. The build strategy aligns with the collaborator you can benefit from. Okay, share the knowledge and idea and discuss your patent, interproperty, and authorship. So everything you should be, these things are before start the research, what you should have, you should follow this one, then only you can success in your collaboration. Effect management and support, how you are going to manage your research activity, what are the things are you are going to expect from the outcomes or research product or publication or patent. You can ensure the files, data, and schedule are stored in securely and ethically. It's another important one is ethical. So you should follow ethical before, if you are a research scholar, before publication with your collaborator, you should get permission from your supervisor. Without permission, your supervisor, you never publish any research paper. It will create any big issue. So whatever you have the collab with your collaborator, you should inform, you should communicate with your supervisor. Then before is any research work, you should approval from your supervisor. Then it's a positive team dynamics. To be aware of the power of the dynamics is a teamwork. So you should willing to work together on personal difference and make an effort to be inclusive. Keep positive, engaged, and passionate attitude within your team members is a very important one. Okay, the final stage. What are the advantages for the research collaboration? So you can to extend your research work. Sometimes in your lab have the limited laboratory equipments. Whenever you have the collaboration with other universities or R&D lab, you can to extend your research level. You can utilize the laboratory equipments and materials from the collaborator. Access the new tool and skills. You can improve, you can develop your new skills with collaborations. Nurture your profile is both nationally and internationally. You have to develop and to familiarize national, internationally, and to improve your profile. Is a CV. You can include in your CV. I have collaborated with this university and did this project and have application. So very good impact is created in your CV. So good publications, list on the authorship, own research network is another, is a very, very important one, is a network. Okay, without network, we can't do anything. So you should create your own and trustable. And finally, international grant, research grant. So whenever you have the more collaborator research, it's possible to get the international research grant. So these are the advantages of research collaboration. Okay, the networking. How can I develop the networking? So we know the ResearcherGate, LinkedIn, and Collaboratech is developed by IEEE. So from here, we can easily approach, we can easily do. Yeah, I will let you know what is ethics. I will let you know that. From here, the ResearchGate, we have to share your information, whatever your publications we have to share in the ResearchGate. The researchers, readers, they can easily to access and easily to contact the the authors. So yeah, the collaborations is based on the same area. You can collaborate with them. So LinkedIn is one of the best networking site. Is not looking like say Facebook. Is a LinkedIn is a purely for the technical communications. Is a purely technical data is available. So very useful. You can use the right way in the LinkedIn. So the collaborate. I have the collaboration through LinkedIn network. So I have many researchers are there. So I have collaborated with many professors and researchers and scientists through LinkedIn network. It's easy to communicate with them. So if you send the email, sometimes they will respond or not. So whenever you have the LinkedIn connection, it's a very easy to communicate them. You can share your knowledge. If you have any doubt, you can clarify. Then you can join new networks, research networks. So IEEE Collaboratech is the same thing of the like LinkedIn is developed by only for the IEEE members. They can only use IEEE Collaboratech. From here also the world leading researchers, scientists are available in IEEE Collaboratech. You can easily communicate, you can discuss with them. Okay, very important one, index. So if you publish your research work, how the H index will. So essentially I said is my point of view, the H index is a very important one, but at the same time, this is not a parameter to judge the researchers. Okay, so if you have seen here, there is a two diagram I given here. The Google Scholar, Scopus Author Preview, and Web of Science is a major H index header. So Google Scholar, what I said, whatever you are given in the Google website, it automatically cited. Okay, whatever you are cited is a non-Scopus or Web of Science, whatever it is. Okay, you have to cite it in Google Scholar. Okay, the Google Scholar H index does not match with your Scopus as well as Web of Science. It's most of the leading universities for the requirement of the faculty members. We are looking only for the Scopus author preview. What is the H index in your Scopus? In sometimes is a major contribute Web of Science. So Scopus index means, so what are the papers you publish in Scopus? Based on the citation, it will create the H index. So example, you have the H papers who are published in Scopus index is H, each paper H times cited. So your index is H index. Example, you have the 5 papers published in Scopus index. Each paper 5 times cited, your H index is 5. But you were taught, sometimes you said, sir, I have 5 papers in Scopus, but my citation is 100, but my H index only 2. Why? You can't ask the question. So the H index is calculated by how many papers you are published. It's example 5 papers you are published in Scopus. Then each paper 5 times cited. So your first paper 5 times, second paper 5 times, third paper and fourth paper and last paper. So each paper cited in 5 times. Then only it will comes to the H index is 5. So example, first paper is cited 50, second paper only 3, third paper 2, and the fourth paper 1, fifth paper also 1 means your H index only 2. Okay, that is a important thing for the calculation of H index. So try to concentrate in your H index through Google Scholar. So you can same name is Michael. I think he is from the France. He has I think what is the H index is 300 something, but in your Scopus he has only 13 something. Okay, so to try to concentrate the Scopus author preview H index on Web of Science. Is the next level is Web of Science. Okay, it's another important point. Someone asked about the ethics. So ethics of the publication is Vancouver protocols authorship. We have some of the protocol. So what is the author? Is the first author, second author, third author, how they are going to classify, how you are going to give the weightage of the author. The first condition, substantial contribution of the design, acquisition of data or analysis and interpretation of the data is the first stage. And next stage is the drafting of the article or revising it critically for important intellectual content, final approval of the version of to be published. So our supervisor or mentor. So the author order is given very serious weightage when you apply for the research grant funding in your work. Okay, that's a very important one for that. Someone is asking, sir, shall I add my friend for authorship? Sometimes I'll give you some gift for my colleague. Sometimes someone is writing the paper, but without his name, you are going to publish. So this is an unethical one. That's why I'm going to say about the next slide. I'm going to talk about the ghost, gift, and guest authorship. It's a purely unacceptable one. So what do you mean guest author? If you want to add many of them have the wrong opinion. So if I am going to add some editor or associate editor in your paper, it will get easily published. It's not like that. It's a purely we will check whatever it is, whether it is associate editor or editor, we are checked only for the research content, not the name. So many of the places double blind review process is there. We don't know who is the author. The reviewer doesn't know who is the author of the paper. It is a double blind. So there is no meaning guest authorship for your editor level or associate editor level. There is no meaning. Sometimes the gift author. What is the gift author? So you are going to provide gift for your friend or your colleague. Okay, it's also unethical. Finally, the ghost. What is the ghost? Someone is writing the research paper on behalf of you. At the time, his name is not authored in your paper, but you are published or research work. Okay, it's a ghost author. So the gift, ghost, gift, and guest authorship are unacceptable. Okay, it's an unethical one. Ethics and research integrity. Okay, what is the 4 principles of the research integrity? What is the first one is honesty in all aspects of research. First, we need to follow what is the honesty. So I never theft the data from others' research work. It's a plagiarism. Accountability in conduct of research. So there is a citation. So I need to provide a citation for the others' work. And professional consistency and fairness of working others. How you are going to work with others, how you are going to collaborate. Good stewardship of research on behalf of others. Okay, we need to follow this ethics in your research integrity. It's a very, very important area of 4 principles of ethics and integrity. So we need to as a the next one, how the professional society help you and improve your research career as well as academic career. There are plenty of professional societies are available like IEEE, IET, IEI, ASME, ASE, ISTE, and other reputed professional societies. So how the professional societies will help you? So we know the major publications from IEEE transactions, IET transactions and journals, ASME journals. Okay, it's a major publications are there in IEEE, IET, ASME and Elsevier Springer. So these are the Elsevier and Springer professional societies, but the professional society IEEE, IET, ASME, sometimes the IEA have, the Institute of Engineers have some journals is a tie-up with the Springers. It's a Scopus indexed. Sometimes SAE and IST. So they have the research guidelines, how to do the research, how to so all the guidelines are available when you are going to search particularly you are going to select in Smart Grid journal. So it will provide the clear guidelines, how to prepare the paper, how to analyze the data, what are the data are very important to highlight the data. Everything is given. So we need to follow the guidelines, then we can easily publish in your research work. So at the same time, how it will, how the collaboration of the IEEE. So highly our IET or other professional societies will help and motivate the youngsters for do the research work. They are provide funding for the research work. They have plenty of funding opportunities are available for doing the research work for the youngsters, for the IEEE, IET and ASME. They are very major, that is what is a very popular professional societies. Okay, is the ASME is purely is related to the mechanical engineers. Then IEEE is common for all the domains. Even mechanical engineer also, they can to publish the research paper in IEEE publications. We have some journals are there, vehicular technology journals are available in IEEE. Then IET is a sister concern of IEEE. Then ASE, we know the Society of Automobile Engineers. Okay, they have plenty of publication opportunities. Then open access are there. And the normal peer review, reputed peer review journals are also is there. So try to, as a researcher, try to publish one paper, at least one paper during your research work in reputed journal. So this journal reputation only speak about our research quality. So I'm going to publish in Scopus Index A to Z. We have the many A to Z Scopus Index are there. Fake journals are available. Okay, that journals are said the processing fee is 10,000. So you are going to pay for 10,000 is published. But within a 1 year, they are the people they are reject that journal. They are the journal is gone from the list. So is a problem. Is create the problem in your credibility. So you have to publish your research work in IEEE journal. So you know one thing, many of them said we have 100 papers, 200 papers, 300 papers, not like that. At least one paper or two paper in reputed journal. Is a quality is very, very important one, other than quantity. Okay, so quantity is another area, but quality is very important one. If you example, if you are published in Scopus Index journal is a 0.1 impact factor. At the same time, you are published in your reputed work in a reputed journal is a transactions is a 10 impact factor, which is equal. We are going to check the impact factor of the journal also. Papers in 0.1 journal, okay, but only one paper in 10 impact fact journal is both are equal. Okay, we are now never consider about your quantity. Okay, so sometimes it will have the big question mark of the quantity of the research work. So as a researcher or a faculty member, you publish more than 5 papers in year, someone will ask question, how it is possible in Scopus. But frankly said, in 1 year, maximum 2 papers can to upload. It's not publish. You can upload in your Twitter channel. So if you do any real work, okay, it's not like a ghost gear editor. If it is a real, if you do any real work, you can do publish only, not publish, you can upload only 1 or 2 papers in a year. So you have the 10 years experience or 15 years experience. Sir, if I have more than 50 papers in Scopus Index journal, means it will ask big question mark. Okay, try to concentrate quality other than quantity. Okay, it is 1 paper is enough per year in good journal. It's a very important one. So this professional society will help you how to develop. They will guide you. They will mentor you. They have many mentors are available in professional societies. They will help you how to do your research work, how to publish your research work. So everything they will guide and mentor your research works. So try to involve in your professional societies. Professional society is another form of the networking. It's a very important one. It's a form the networking as a researcher. Yes, someone asked about good one avail postdoc research area other than that of his her PhD. How is it possible? The postdoc, once you have completed the research PhD, then only you can go to the postdoc. Postdoc is not a degree. It's a postdoc, a service, it's a experience. We did not consider a postdoc as a degree. It's only experience. It's a, I think is necessary for the present faculty members. So faculty members, what is the postdoc means? That is you can able to do your own research work without any supervisor. Okay, that is a postdoc. You are going to get the training from some abroad universities. The postdoc is not a degree. So I will explain. I will answer the questions in the end of the section. Okay, I have not crashed only 15% my presentation. Okay, the collaboration opportunities in industry and academia. We have already discussed much more in the research collaboration, industry, R&D lab, and reputed universities in India and overseas universities. It's a purely when you get the research collaboration through networking, through professional societies and reputed publication. How you are going to publish as a researchers? How you are going to publish the research work? From here, I am going to touch up the how to prepare the paper. Then, what is the expectation of the reviewers as well as editors? Okay, why research paper? Someone is asking why I need to publish research paper. So you should communicate your ideas and experiment results to the community. So it's a very important one. You have to communicate your ideas. Otherwise, the idea is never close to others. Present the people of the approach, describe the experiments and results, and finally, always when you come to the research paper, be honest. We know the type of technical papers. We have the different technical papers. Publications are there: original research work, survey paper, conference papers, and letters. How to start research work? So before start the research work, you should find your technical area. Okay, then you should thorough A to Z in your technical area. Then you go to research work. Okay, that's a very important. Choose the research paper topic, research the topic, and create the thesis statement. This is the 3 important steps or do the research paper. Okay, you should make sure you had carried out enough studies on the basis of that. That's why I said A to Z of the technical data you should know. Then only you come forward for do the research in a particular area. At the same time, again I said current trends. So you should focus on current trends. okay, what type of paper, how to getting ready, how to write the research paper, what type of paper I'm going to write, whether it is a research paper or survey paper or letter or conference paper. First you can decide what type of paper I'm writing, what to state, what are the data I need to provide. So I have all the data with us, we need to check. So you have all the data. I have organized the paper as well as the format of the journal or conference paper template. So I think you should, before start the research or paper, writing the research paper, you should find out. So you should have all the data, you should know all the background of the work, you should organize the paper as per the template of the journal or conferences. So what type of electronic format I will use is a like is MS Word or PDF is based on the journal. The research paper writing. So when you start the writing research paper, first is we need to select the research topic, identify the research problems, collect the relevant data, analyze the data, write the research paper, proofreading. So many of them did up to this level, writing the research paper. Okay, many missing the proofreading and improve the paper. That is a very, very important one. So example, I'm writing the research paper this month. Okay, so whatever you are, then after complete my writing a research paper, then I am start reading. And next day itself I am start reading, but I am unable to find out any mistake. So don't proofread the next day of completion of research work. Okay, you should give the time period 1 week or 10 days. Then again you reread your paper. Then only you can identify the mistakes. Then you can give your paper to supervisor. The supervisor will help you to remove the unwanted data. Otherwise, he will suggest the improvements of our research work. The technical paper. The technical paper should be clear and concise. The goal is convey idea and result to the readers in the least possible time and space. Okay, there is a very research papers we know. Some journals are 12 pages, some journals are said 6 pages, someone is said 18 pages, some journals are unlimited pages are available. So based on that, we need to provide our data, a clear data. Then what are the scientific element of the research paper? It's a title, abstract, introduction, method, result and discussion, conclusion, work cited. So last, I think last section is the 11th section, how to cite it, everything they are, see, he will explain how to do that in Zorato. So everything is very useful for doing the research work and the paper, writing the research paper. Finally, we should give some appendices, some data we can to provide the research paper. So I don't want to touch up this area. Title of the paper, it is title because we have 25 minutes more. Okay. This is the title of the paper. I think someone is covered this area. I'll go to the review, expectation of the editors. What is the peer review process? Yeah, publication process. So how to publish? So now people are aware about how to writing the research paper. Then after submit the research paper in the journal, what are the processes are there? So what is the editor's thought? The responsibility of the submission of a quality article primarily set of the shoulder of the researcher and the authors. Okay, so whatever you are submitted, you are responsible. The system of detailed instruction does not work very well of the authors. The missing the link in between author and the requirement. So the editor will concentrate. This is the thought in your editor field. Then how they are going to select the reviewers and how the editor, that is a very important one, the editor checklist. before there is a hierarchy in a journal. So chief editor, editor, associate editor, reviewer. Then the reviewer commands to associate editor. Then associate editor will take the final decision. Sometimes editor will take the final decisions. So in my journal IEEE Access, the associate editor is the final decision. Okay, what are the checklist? They communicate few findings, the appropriate discussion of the background methodology and finding, validate statistical and scientific methodology, identify the conclusion, support by the result, specific and comprehensive. So these are the some checklists is there. First we are going to find out what is the language, how they are prepare the paper, the language quality and presentation skills, everything we will check. If it is anything is problem in your grammatical mistake or language, is any issue is there, they will send back to the author for the resubmission. Okay, this is the first stage. If you clear in a language testing and this checklist is goes plagiarism check. So the plagiarism check in reputed journals, they have set the time is a 10. If it is above 10, they will reject the paper directly. If it is below 10, then it goes to associate editor. So the associate editor will form the reviewers. I will let you know that what are the processes are there. The first stage, you are going to provide the cover letter, the title page, financial disclosure, conflict of interest, if any. They will ask these questions when you submit the research paper. Sometimes some journals they are asking list of reviewers. So 90% of the journals, they are not send the paper, whatever you send the reviewer list. Okay, they are select the new reviewers, but they are asking the namesake. So you send me the reviewer list. Okay, then they find out another thing. The next stage, the second file, the main manuscript. Sometimes some journals are they are asking included figures, tables, and content. Some journals they are asking separately manuscript, the only typing data. Then include. Then after that, you have to provide the separate files for the figures, tables, and appendices. Okay, these are the some things for the stage of the publications. Okay, this is another stage of the publication. The author correction, shortcoming, and resubmit. So if you submit the paper, if any issue is there, we'll send back to the author. So the author write the shortcoming and resubmit quickly. The article sent to the review and reviewers, submit the command in simulated time frame. So we'll provide the 30 days, means you should that within the 30 days. The correction and clarification of the author, the re-examine and re-review by the reviewers. Then next stage only editor acceptance. Then after that, after acceptance, they are check the proofreading. If you accept the proofreading, then final stage is goes to publication. This is the some of the process of the publication. What are responsibilities? Author responsibilities. One should read and understand the requirement of the journal through the instruction. Writing should be clear and explicit. Use good language. Poor language is distracting. Concentrate on technical accuracy, as technical mistake create doubt about the authenticate of the research work. So you should provide the data very accurate. So that's why I said that technical accuracy is a very, very important one. So you should follow the international standards. So if you not follow the international standards, definitely they will create the doubt about your authenticity of the research work. The repetition of text is irritating. So try to avoid the repetition of the paragraph, repetition of the data. And citation and bibliography must be accurate and follow the journal pattern. So it's already explained about 0 to it will work is easy with the citation and bibliography. So these are the author responsibilities. and figure table. Don't cut and paste from others' task work. Try to avoid others' material without his or her knowledge. Sometimes try to provide the acknowledgement, the contribution of the non-authors. Okay, this is some of the very important one. Integrity of authorship and ethical issues. So again and again comes to the research work. The ethical is play a very major role. So okay, avoid the plagiarism. It is equivalent to the theft. So what is that? Avoid the plagiarism. It is equivalent to the theft. So you know the plagiarism. If I found any plagiarism in your after publish the paper, it is the punishment. Okay. So sometimes you are going to the black author. Sometimes you are going to lose your job. Sometimes you are going to lose your reputations. So everything will be there. So try to avoid the plagiarism. The manuscript must be absolutely original. Okay, that's why I said it's the ethics. The work published by other is owned by others and publisher. The copying is not permitted at any cost. If there any need to use the work or test from other publication, so if you want to use some others' data, so you should get the prior permission, and then you should cite the paper. So IEEE from there IEEE cross check, Turnitin and cross reference. There are very powerful tools are there. So it's easily found your plagiarism. Okay, that's why I said in case of plagiarism is proved, it's invite immediate rejection. That's why I said if it is below 10, above 10, it's automatically your paper rejected without review. So try to avoid publication of same data more than once. So disclose any repeat publication and knowledge. These are the integrity, authorship and ethical issues. This is a very important one. As a researchers, we need to follow this one. Then again, avoid the submission of the same paper more than one journal. Avoid gift and honorary authorship. This is a common issue. Already we have discussed about ghost author. Okay, try to avoid these things. Okay, there is no one. So communication. So we need to communicate is a politely decline the suggestion. So if some reviewer said you should do this work and you should improve this work, you can do this literature survey, you pull up this hard work, means if it is not possible, try to politely decline the suggestions of the reviewers. Okay, that is a very important one. Friendly manner, you should give the suggestion. Friendly manner, you should decline the suggestion of the reviewers. Okay, there is 8 reasons I accepted your article. What is the first reason? It's provide insight into the important issues. So we are going to check it provide any novelty. What is a novel? So it will discuss about any important issues. That's why important issues is current trend. So if any current research problems, it will declare solution for the current research issues. So you are going to check current research. That's why I said when you select your research topic or research, when you do the research topic or PhD, select the current trend. That's why I say current research issues. The insight is useful to the people who make the decisions. The insight develop the framework or theory, either new theory or advanced or existing one. So how that is a new development, the new finding. The insight that stimulate new important questions. There is any stimulate the new questions. What is the future research work? How we are going to improve the research work? Then important questions. If you answer it, or check that level. Then 5th point, the method used to explore the issue of appropriate. For example, data collection and analysis of the data. That is another issue. Example, what are the data? That's why again I said from here we are going to check the technical data of the standard level. The method used or applied rigorously and explain why, how the data support the conclusion. So how you are going to follow the method, how your conclusion is supported by the previous method. The connection to the prior work in the field or from other field are made and serve to make the argument is clear. So if you want to compare with other articles, try to avoid, is my point of view, try to avoid to compare with other article. So many of them say, sir, this is my base paper for my research work. It's a not correct way. It's not a one paper is in your base paper. In research work, there is no base paper. Okay, if you have the base paper, what happened in your mindset, always think about the base paper results and how you are going to compare your result to the base paper. Okay, try to avoid the selection of the base paper. The selection of the topic is different, selection of the base paper is different. So try to avoid to select the base paper. You are not a BE student or a master student. You are a researcher. So researchers don't have any base paper. Okay, try to avoid that. The article tells a good story. It's a finally is a very important one. Your article tells a good story. These are the 8 reasons we are accepting your paper. Ideally, we would like to see the article perform well all the 8 points and that the author strikes the good balance on this criteria. So there is a very important 8 reasons before writing the research paper, before submitting the research paper, just to check the 8 reason of the, if you satisfy the 8 reason, don't worry about it, your paper will be published. Okay, now research point of view is completed. Once you are get the PhD degree, then you are going to enter the academic. So you are new to academic or you have some experience in academic, how you are going to success in your career. So research is very important one. That's an important key point to success in your academic. Why I am saying about the research is one of the key point means, so if you are strong in your area and your subject, then only your students are believe you. If you are strong in research or you are strong in your technical area, then only students believe you and sit and concentrate in your class. Okay, that I come to the research, then academic. Okay, the tips for academic career: believe in your students' potential, learn everything you can about field, be fun and energetic, take risk, be creative and think outside the box, be constant and always up to date, communicate, listen and show empathy about the personal issues, provide relevant study material, be observant, set goal with your student. So these are the important tips for the academic career. If time permit, I will explain one by one. Yes, sir, time is there, sir. Manivanan, sir.
Yes, sir. You can. Yes, sir. Actually, I can't interrupt you. It's going really nice. So you can go for another 5 to 10 minutes, sir. Please.
Oh, only 5 to 10 minutes. Now only I come to academic career. It's okay. I will try
sir,
to do
10
that.
minutes, sir. Please, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Okay. The very important point: believe in your student potential. Okay. So the student sometimes is a fail in your exam. Okay. Don't demotivate. So you can't judge the students in with the mark. Okay. Don't very important point. When you come to the academic career, you should treat the students equally, whether he has got 0 mark or 100 marks. Okay, that is a very important one. Then only students are respect you. Okay, if you give some partiality, those are getting 100 marks, and someone is getting 0 marks, means the 0 mark students are demotivated. So try to motivate, even what you are motivate, what are the data you are provide for the 100 mark students, or the same thing, guys, try to give more for the 0 mark students. So same time, don't scold the students in with marks. So you get only 0 mark, you are useless. And don't scold the students in front of the class, in other students. Okay, so try to the demotivator. So try to motivate the students even when they fail. Okay, in exam, the teacher success is began with the success of the student. It's a very important one. So in my class, I have 60 students. So 50 student success means it's not like that. So you should concentrate the success of 60 students. Okay, there is a real teacher. You learn everything you can about your field is another important point. That's a very, I said, knowledge indicate the authenticity. That's why I said, when is you are going to improve the knowledge, if I am going to take the any paper in my domain, if I did any research, I can to provide more details in depthly. Okay, then the students are very eagerly attend the classes. Okay, that is a very important one. So the knowledge indicate the authenticity of the students. Be fun and energetic. So always don't gram me and over serious in your class. Try to fun and try to play with your students with it technically. How we are going to play with it technically mean game-based learning. So that try to involve the students through game learning or simulation-based learning. The students are show the more interest for the learn through the gaming. The take risk. So what is the take risk? That means no risk, no reward. They are said like that. So what is that? First, the teacher as a faculty, you should take the risk to find the new things. Okay, then only they are for you. The students, you know, the students always watching and observe your all moves. So if you are ready to take risk, are finding the new things in your area, technical area, the students ready to follow, they have the confidence to do the research work. That's a very important one. This is the bubbles are exploring is a unknown which evenly nurture. The risk taking skills even successful. So try to take the risk. The risk means is a try to find new things and try to provide the new things for the students. Be creative and think outside the box. So this one also the same thing. You should be creative and think outside of the box means try to provide the more data outside in your classroom, otherwise outside in your syllabus. Okay, don't start the class in based on the syllabus. Try to provide the up to date, what is the current trend or subject, what are the new applications, what are the new innovations in your subject. Try to provide the data for the students. Then another one is be constant and advise. What is this? So to be successful as the teacher, you need to concurrent and resolve it. That's a very important one. That means we should follow the rules and regulations or rubrics common for all the students. Okay, so once if you know these students means you provide more marks means it will misuse is unethics for our professions. So try to follow the rubrics. It's a common to all the students. Always as a faculty member, as a teacher, as an academic, we need to update day by day. That is a very important one. Then you can to share your updation to our students. It will create the students' motivation as well as they start the research work based on your up-to-date informations. Then communication tool. So now it's the last this pandemic only we are comes to the online teachings. We have the most LMS tools learning management tools. There are many Google tools are there, the Skype, WebEx, Go to Meeting. There are many things are there. Now the people are follow the powerful learning tools. This is helpful for the students to get the interaction into our subject. It's easy to interact. Listen and show the empathy of the personal issues is another very important one. Treat your student as your own kids. Advise them. Listen the students' problems. Okay, it's a very important one. It's simply I said you can treat your student as your own kids. Okay, this one many of them know very well. Provide the relevant study materials for the students. So don't study material means it's not a handwritten notes. Okay, handwritten notes students should take in the class. It's not a faculty to provide the student means the students will create the laziness. They never concentrate in your subject in class. The students should take the notes. It's a handwritten. But as a faculty, we provide the e-books, online resources, research papers related to a topic. Okay, don't try to provide any handwritten notes. So the 2 mark question, this is the answer. Don't try to give that because the students should, now itself we need to provide the training for the students how to search the data. So how to search the answer for the questions. So we need to provide the training. Then only in future they can do the research work. Okay, so don't try to give the direct answer for the questions. The students, this is the work for the duty of the students. They need to find the answer. Otherwise, they should take the class notes. And then another one is very important one. As a faculty member, we should know what is the strength and weakness of the students. Then if any weakness of the students, we need to provide the motivation or mentoring the students to overcome the weakness. Set the goal with your students. Set with the goal of the students. So already you know the teacher's success mostly determine the success of the students. So the students not able to set goal, try to help them and motivate them. We know the student's strength and weakness. Based on that, we need to provide the goal. We need to provide the guidelines for success in life. It's like a guru. It's not a from here. We need to play as a guru, not a teacher. Okay, the teach with a variety of strategies. I'll come to some mentoring. So what is mentoring? It's a improve, develop, training, motivating, coaching, and inspire. So this is the keywords behind the mentoring. Okay, this is a very important one. So mentoring is an important role for the faculty members. So we are the members. So your interest, I think I try to skip this points. Freedom, we have the more freedom to do the research work in our universities. Don't to tie up the normal working hours 9 to 5. Try to work. That means work means your research work. Do your research work after 5 also. Okay, we have more collaboration opportunities. Then travel. So we know the national, international conferences we can to participate. This is a very important point for the create the networking and the new friends inside the national and international in your area. And very important one, the 10 points. Be trustworthy, open and transparent, maintain positive attitude and work habit, be respectable professionally. We are not a student, we are not a drama player, so we are professional. try to dress professionally. Don't use office fund or equipment for personal gain. Teamwork, very important one. Teamwork. Be accountable. Be objective. Hard work and smart. So these are the 10 timelines work ethics. So every professional must follow, excel his and her career. Okay, this is my. I come to end of the point, the summary. So we are discussing career, how we are going to select the research topic, then how we are going to collaborate with the research, then publication. Finally, we are discussing about the tips for academic careers. Okay, thank you. These are my some references. So if you have any question, we will have discuss. So I have not.
Yes,
yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Excellent session, sir. Really, bunch of information, wonderful knowledge sharing, sir. Really grateful to you. And of course,
Thank you, sir.
few slides are really new to me also. I have enjoyed the entire session. Here are a few questions, sir. The UGC list is there, right? CAR list or what is that?
So UGC list is, they said UGC list is, they said this at a baseline. So if you follow the UGC list, is a baseline, is a entry level.
Of course. Yes.
So for entry level is okay. So if you want to sustain and if you want to improve your research skill, definitely you go for the Web of Science and somewhat the good impact journals.
Yes, sir. The UGC CAR is elementary level. Of course, I
Yeah.
want to add one more point to Dr. Venkatesh, sir. In
Yes,
Tamil Nadu, the reputed Anna University doesn't consider UGC CAR list for awarding PhD.
So-
It even
yes.
differentiates list of scopers into two categories, Annexure 1 and Annexure
Sir,
2.
is
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
my opinion. So no need to follow the unannounced annexes.
Okay.
Try to follow directly Web of Science channels.
Okay.
Because
Thank you.
from unannounced journals, sometimes they are adding and removing. So no,
Yes.
that kind of things are going inside. But try to, as a researchers, try to follow Web of Science AI channels.
Yes, sir. Another interesting question that Australian database ABDC, that one, can you clarify the difference between that Scopus with ABDC? ABDC.
Sorry, sir, I am not aware about that.
Okay.
We
Actually,
are
it is an
concentrating.
Australian database. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, Australian.
It's
Yeah,
okay,
it's
sir.
an
It's
Australian database. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Sir, another interesting question is predatory. How we can be, how we can keep ourselves away from this predatory? Because you are a editor, so from your words, if you could listen, it will be a great inspiration for our research. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Many of them, last week, I received we received one complaint letter from one author. He submitted the research paper on conferences. From what they said, the conference organizer, they said, if you add my name, I will accept your paper.
First part. Yes, sir.
Yeah, now is a complaint raised, and is the complaint goes to PM cell and the CM cell.
Oh.
It's a very big issue.
Yes.
Okay, then sometimes in LinkedIn also, last month I received one invitation. So you know what is the invitation? I have one paper. The paper is now acceptable stage. Now I can to add your name as a 5th author or 6th author. You should pay 50,000 or 60,000. I am ready to add your paper. Add your name is one of the author. This one, this is then another same time. Someone is some other part of India. They send more email to me. I have the patent. Same thing. So I will add your one of the innovator. So this is the cost. So these are the plenty of the peoples are there. They are playing the major role in this.
Yes,
They
are playing with the life of research scholars.
So what happens? You are going to contribute this kind of activities. Definitely, you are failed in your ethics. You are not fit for mentoring the student.
Yes.
So try to avoid this. Try to avoid this kind of things.
Sir, our final question. Sir, publishing more number of papers is correct, or publishing one paper in one good journal per year? I am telling, not for the life, per year. Which yes, sir. Please.
Yeah, it's a most of the academicians and researchers if they are follow the ethics, if they are only follow the quality, not quantity. It's a quantity is never speak your research credibility. So only the quality of the paper only speak about your research work. So try to publish in good journal, even it will take time 2 or 3 years. You don't bother about it. You don't know if you get the success, begin your hard work. Definitely it will be lifelong. So example, that's why I said you are going to publish 100 papers in Scopus Index. Scopus Index means it's a Q4 journal. Okay, the Scopus we have Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So Q4 journals, anytime they are going to reject from the Scopus.
Remove from the, yes.
They are removed. They are ready to remove. So if you publish 100 papers in Q4 journal, instead of publish one paper in Q4 journal, it's both are equal. But the Q1 journal always is there. But Q4 journal, we don't know when they are going to remove from Scopus.
Yes, excellent word, sir. Just I wanted to add one more point to that. If we are going to apply for some funds, maybe from SCRP or DST, there they will mention highlight your top 5 publications only. They are not interested.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it's giving quite meaning that if you could publish in very good journal, I think it makes sense. I feel.
Yeah, definitely, sir. They are asking about in your H index as well as your best publication of 5, not only for the funding agency. So if you go to any good universities for the interview application, interview also they are asking only 5 publications. So most highly reputed journals.
Yes,
highly cited and reputed journals.
Yes, sir. Another thing also, sir, I wanted to tell one more point. That 5th author, 6th author, that doesn't give any value actually. In SERB, they only insist for the papers for which you are appearing as either corresponding author or first author. That will be giving much weightage.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Also in
so mostly we are concentrated the corresponding author.
Yes. So, beloved research scholars, probably you would have got very good idea about how you have to be very careful in choosing the journal, how careful you have to be with others also. Let them envy. You are not supposed to add their names for namesake, I can say.
Yeah, definitely. Don't give the ghost author.
Sir, for postdoc, is there any criteria?
It's a criteria. I think some of the universities they are asking within 3 years after past PhD.
Okay.
Okay, but postdoc, I think it's not a degree, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's the only experience like JRF, SRF, postdoc. Like
yes.
Like that only.
Yes.
It's not a degree.
Weightage. Yes, sir.
It's not weightage. Yes, this is only for the experience, research experience. It's as of now, as a faculty members, we are already guided UG project, PG projects. So I think I don't want for the postdoc for our faculty members.
Yes.
Already they are experienced.
Sir, weightage distribution, is there any mathematical formula for first author, second author, something like that, or in acknowledgement we are specifying, will it be sufficient?
So that's why it's from here the Euclid protocol. It's a protocol is there. They are whatever it is said. I am first author, second author, third author. So we need to follow this protocol. It's a internationally the acceptable one. It's a normally what they said. If you have 3 authors, it's a final author is a superior. That means you are guide or supervisor.
Excellent.
It's not a weightage. It's not weightage. It's always they think about your final author is your guide or supervisor. It's a work from your first author. They are thinking about the first author is a work that a design, data acquisition, data analysis. They are in the first author. There's a more. There is a first or corresponding author.
perception on Indian way is different.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Research associate experience also will be considered. Another question Ms. Kalpana Yadav asked. I think it's considered.
Research associate for what, sir? For teaching.
Yes, sir. Teaching. Because
Yeah, research associate.
Yes.
Yeah. Research associate we are not considered, but nowadays you know clearly. UGC said 2021, the PhD is the minimum eligibility.
Mandatory. Yes, sir.
So the PhD is only mandatory for the academician.
Being in academic industry. Yes.
Yeah. Before PhD, or you have the experience, they are never considered. So that's why I have 12 years experience. My university not consider my experience before PhD. So after PhD only they are consider my experience.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we can. I think we can wind up, sir. Again,
Definitely, sir.
Only. That I will answer later, sir. I think we can wind up.
Yeah, it's not mandatory for the postdoc for the reviewer.
Yes, sir. Only that subject adequate knowledge.
Yes, subject knowledge only important.
Yes, sir. Yes, highly informative, sir. I can start from the word of Anil Africa. Yes, sir. Excellent session, informative, useful, valuable. Thanks to you all. I skipped that organizer. Let them thank me later. And of course, let me extend with this word my vote of thanks also. Thank you, Dr. Venkatesh Kumar, for sharing your valuable knowledge. It's a great, highly informative session that you have given to our beloved research scholars. Really, from the desk of editors, what is being expected? It's really a great thing. 8 reasons for selection. Unfortunately, today I thought of giving one paper to our research scholars. 10 reasons for getting desk rejection, which was the topic what we have discussed yesterday. Of course, I have shared that paper to Mr. Ganesh Babu. He will put it in our drive and share it in our WhatsApp group. Thank you, Dr. Venkatesh sir, for sharing your wonderful knowledge with all our youngsters. And I request Ganesh Babu to share our appreciation letter issued by our registrar. Thank you, sir, and I request you to
thank you, sir. Thank you,
this
sir.
kind of yes, sir. I know you are doing wonderful service for the IEEE Society also, apart from very standard Amrita University, and we are delighted to have you, sir. And we request in future also to have many more sessions like this, which will be useful for all our research community. And my personal behalf and university, I thank you for being with us and accepting our invitation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving the wonderful opportunity, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I think Vidya, I can continue.